So last time we did a video on a Chinese electric car, it was interesting, and today we're doing it once more because they've added yet another one. But before we take a look at that, if you want more content like this, feel free to go ahead and press that subscribe button, please. So here we are with the XPeng P7 from 2020. It has 424 horsepower, 483 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs just a little over 4,500 pounds. It also has a front percentage of 49% and displacement of 0 because, as I mentioned earlier, this thing's electric. If you want one of these for yourselves, it is 20 points in the spring of Series 11. So looking at this thing is kind of interesting, if I'm honest, because it looks like a Kia Stinger at the front, and at the back it looks like an old Volvo. So you don't really know what it's doing. It might be a bit confused. Having a look at the inside, we've got like a screen thing in the middle. I wonder if that works. We've also got not much else. For a car like this, its interior is actually a bit plain. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this wonderful thing. The sound of nothing. Right, let's go ahead and take this thing into the festival. So here we are in the upgrade shop once again. We've got motor and battery upgrades for this thing, which is about it really, which takes us from 424 all the way up to 636. Is that it? That is appalling. So going to aero and appearance, do we have anything for this car? No, just terrible Forza aero at the front, and for the back, let me guess, an awful wing. Ugh. And the bit that bugs me is we can't even put a gearbox in this thing. Oh, we're stuck with one gear. Ugh. I don't like where this is going. So after a little bit of upgrading, we're just a shade under 4,500 pounds. We've done barely anything. We have 530 brake horsepower, and that upgrade session cost us 16,000 credits. Let's go take a look at the paint. Oh, well, here's where things get interesting. We have actual gear tuning. Something tells me this is not going to be of much use, but we'll come back to this. So going to the paints, we have got nothing for advanced painting options, which is quite sad, and we have more than 4 manufacturer colours by 1. We've got a black, we've got a kind of grey, silver kind of colour. We've got a red, which actually makes this thing look a bit like an oversized cherry. And then we've got sort of like a just off-white, maybe slightly silver. I'm looking at both screens and everything's giving me a different reading. And we've also got a white for this thing, which makes the back of this, look even more like a very confused Volvo. Also, a question to the Forza devs. Why are we having so many electric cars recently? We've got the Mustang Mach-E, we've got the Extreme E, well, all 10 of them. We've got the XPeng P7, the Neo EB9, the Razor Tachyon Speed, the Porsche Taycan Turbo S, the Cooper Forza Edition, and also the Rimac Concept 2. That is 7 different cars. No, 8 different cars, my bad. Oh my god, I've almost got as many electric cars as there were differentiations of the Extreme E vehicles. Anyway, alright, away off the line we go. Let's go and see how this Chinese Kia Stinger knockoff electric thing will do. Is it going to bring back a decent podium position and try and make up for what has been a terrible start so far? Well, there's only one way we can find out. This thing is okay, maybe it might have something because it managed to do a decent job at that corner, and maybe I should have tuned those gears. Okay, so we're going out right behind whatever that is. Is that an Audi? I think it might be an Audi. It didn't take too kindly to us passing it. We've got a Jaguar up front here. Can we get past? No, because again our gear top out is limiting us from getting anywhere. Oh god, today is going to be quite the episode. Okay, we're back alongside the Jaguar. We've actually managed to make a move. We've got this thing into first somehow. Please turn. Ow. Don't hit the other wall. Please don't hit the other wall. Oh, this thing is... oh, I don't know what to think of it. But anyway, that is us up to 93% of the race. We're nearly at the end, thankfully. And let's see, can we make our final turn without crunching into a wall? Actually, surprisingly, yes we can. And that is us across the line in the XPeng P7. Thankfully not finishing in P7, rather finishing in P1. That's not the McLaren! So here we are now back at the upgrade shop. So if we go back into motor and battery and fully upgrade that, we're going to go ahead and throw some drag tyres on this thing because, yep, you guessed it, we're taking this thing at drag racing. Which is going to be interesting because so far we've got this thing dropped right back down to A with 636 brake horsepower. So now we've got quite a fair few electric vehicles in this game. This makes me wonder, where is the future of Forza headed? Because if the next Horizon is going to be all electric vehicles, ooh, I don't know about that one. So here we are driving what is essentially an oversized Cherry. Let's go ahead and launch this thing off the line, and yeah, this is a wonderful acceleration. It is going to be precisely nothing. And what do we have through the camera? I don't even know, but I guess we'll have to find out in any seconds, please. You know, that 162. Is that it? I'd like to point out, this thing is in S1. 162. That is pathetic. So far we've had a mixed bag of results. It's done surprisingly okay in road racing, and on the drag strip it failed. But let's go ahead and see what this thing does now for its top speed. We're going to get a rolling start of this, honestly, because having to brake then and to get this thing started again is just no. So let's go ahead and see what we get through our speed zone. I'll meet you there. It might actually take a long time to get there because we're still accelerating. We've not even hit 200. Okay, so we go through the speed zone at 215.43 miles an hour, which is, well, it's okay considering this thing is in S1 now with some decent tyres, but it took quite a while for it to get that far. Now it's, I was going to say 224, but we seem to be decelerating. But let's go ahead and see what we can get through the cameras and the downhill, because so far, really not impressed by this thing at all. It's actually kind of sad, really. Anyway, through the camera we go at 224. Downhill, this is where it matters. Can we get a decent speed? 230, 231. Well, 231 for 600 horsepower is not too bad, but it took a while. It took a very long time to get there. Now I've got to go and try and drift this thing. So now we're going to go ahead and do some drift prep. Like usual, we're going to go ahead and probably throw on, where are my drift tyres? There they are. We're going to put on some drift tyres. We're going to make the front a little thinner compared to the back. But the one issue that I found, I absolutely hate about this thing, you can't convert it to rear wheel drive. Or any wheel drive, you're just stuck with all wheel. I probably should have mentioned that. So one thing that I did learn of how to make this thing rear wheel drive is to go and just turn everything at the front to 0 and bring the balance all the way 100% to the back of the car. And now we just hope that works. So here we are now with the XPeng P7. Let's go ahead and see what this thing can do. I've done quite a lot of tuning to it, tried to make it as close to a rear wheel drive as I could in the hopes that it doesn't start spinning out. Oh my god, this thing is terrible. But I've tried my best to see if this thing can be drift worthy. 30,000 points, not too bad. But I guess let's go ahead and see what this thing does the other way. And away we go. Can we beat 30,000? At least not spin the thing? Okay, we're getting good. We're getting good. No, we're not. That's 35k and a wall. Oh dear. However, that is the XPeng P7. It's kind of okay-ish, but not really. Honestly expected a little better of this thing, but at the end of the day, it's a saloon. It weighs around 3.5 to 4,000 pounds fully weight reductioned, and stock this thing is 4,500 pounds with 600 something brake horsepower fully upgraded. But yeah, I don't have the strongest opinion of this, but let me know what you think of it in the comments below. About the only cool thing I like is that little bar of light that goes across the back where it says like XPeng and whatnot. That's kind of cool. But from the front, it still looks like a Kia Stinger, so I don't really know at this point. Anyway, feel free to go ahead and like the video if you like it, share it, because honestly it helps out the channel a lot. And also, feel free to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. The best bit is, it's completely free. Also, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment. I read them and try to reply to as many as I possibly can. But I will see you all in the next video rather, with a car that's hopefully a little better than this thing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Tech out. I honestly think I prefer the wheeling over this, and that's a van.